for you, and this is something that my child is much younger than yours, so I'm still kind of in the trenches of it. But how does parenting affect your appetite for this?
अभी वो देखो वो जो तुम्हें दिखा रहे थे ना स्क्रीन को सब हटवा दिया है
Sometimes
YouTube पे कैसे जाना है
यार
यहाँ तो हटा हुआ दिख रहा है सब कुछ
it's the same thing. I don't want to do in your own house.
ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಈಗ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು
No, anger is good. You said anger is bad.
ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಸರ್
Anybody ask am I stopping our kids already to stop debating, stop arguing, stop having different points of view? You know, you have a natural reaction. Stop fighting. Lag jayegi means you are stopping them from taking a risk, and so on and so forth. So I've seen this. So and my mom is like, and our moms and our dad like this. And mom was always saying that don't try this. And I realized, thank God, I mean, my dad was an entrepreneur, and that was, of course, but it's just something I want to share because things that we have been conditioned.
Things interact. And this myth of like when I enter my office I become a completely different person, this professional persona, those boundaries are very difficult when you're an entrepreneur who's building a young company and a young child at the same time. So Sheeta, what about you and your leadership and risk appetites?
So to add to Piyush's point, when he said that, we take so much from our parents and that's what we're translating to our own children. I see that with my younger daughter. She is afraid of trying something new. She will, even though she wants to try maybe an art piece or some craft activity, she sees her friends doing it, and she wants to try it, and she'd be like, but I'm not good at this. It'll not happen, and that for me comes from a place of our own inadequacy in saying, "Mat karo, don't do it. You'll fall. You'll hurt yourself." Me as an individual myself, I grew up in a very large family, sure, protected, and as a girl, even more protected. Right? As my parents also sent me to boarding school, and that's when I learned to be myself and learn independence, etc. But the narrative of this being this naive girl, sensitive girl, stayed with me. I thought I was meant to be like that as a girl. Cut to being married and parenting, it's a whole new playground here, right? You're on your own, and especially with a husband like him who was building a big company out there. It had to come out, right? I was single parenting, to be honest, the first 10 years. You that? You really want to argue that?
Avoid conflict. Wrong place. Avoid conflict.
So so parenting alone gave me that quiet confidence that I did this, and deep down I realized I'm the stuff girl, mentally strong, and if I can do this at home, I can do this at work too. And now, consciously as a parent, as a mother of a daughter, I'm very conscious of what narrative I want to give to my daughter. I keep telling her that you're strong, you're already strong. Yes, I shower, my love, and the way I express love to my children, the way my parents did in terms of showering with hugs and kisses, unlike his family. But at the same time, I'm careful with my daughter in saying, you are strong and you can do this yourself, etc. Yeah.
A lot of it is kind of thoughts. Yes, please reply.
all our families. Her family is the emotional expressive extremes on love and emotion and in a good way, right? In a good way. And I always thought, why are you like why am I so why you so always hugging? Right? So this is a hugging family, and kissing family, all of that, and crying family. And I always used to judge, hell. And then I realized that my family is more spoiled. My parents were never in extremes. Do not never express too much love, like Papa Wanda love, nor express too much anger also. To beach me, in the spectrum beach me. And I used to think, "Hey, this is what it means, right? Why are people going berserk all these things?" And then I used to judge. What right or wrong? Only later in life, last 3-4 years of awareness and clarity on what conditioning means to us. I realized this is what is actually limiting me in my workplace. But I'm not giving people strong positive strokes. Yeah, more. Or I'm not giving people strong negative strokes. Yeah, I'm very
ಇದೇ ತಾನೇ
ಅದೇನಿಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡೋಣ ಆಯ್ತು
LinkedIn
LinkedIn ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಎರಡು ಅವರ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೇಳಬೇಡ
Why is this so much expression of love and emotion? And well, that's why I just feel it's something interesting in the way things evolve. And in every family, I can
ನಾನು
tell
ಒತ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಏನು
one of the husband or wife
ನನ್ನ
family is
ಸಾಕ್ತಾರಾದ್ರೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಯಾವ ಇವತ್ತು
No, definitely. Chika, you brought a very important point, and I love to hear Charles in the background because this is what life and Coral really is. It's messy and parenting and entrepreneurship all at once. It really solidifies the core of our conversation.
ಅದೇನೋ ತಿಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ
When both parents are building a family and a business at the same time, someone has to take a step back, right? And I fully understand what you're saying about solo parenting. I'm a solo parent Monday to Friday. How do you balance that? And how do you leave that 10 years later and start your own company without the feeling of bitterness? Well, I took a break when I had my first child. It was a conscious decision taken on my part to extremely sit at home and just be a caregiver. You're just a caregiver, right? And you will appreciate that. Nobody appreciates and nobody sees anybody you're doing with. So it was hard. I took a break of 5 years. But when I got back to work, it was hard again because I was a full-time caregiver. I took care of every little nitty-gritty of my child. And having to let go and delegate to somebody else was hard. I was oscillating between guilt pangs when I worked, not being with my child, when being with my child, I thought I'm not working hard enough. So this continued for a good 2-3 years until um, I learned how to understand, more importantly, from a place of acceptance. I think the hard part was I stayed at a place of bitterness for some time. That I lost my career, I gave a gap, and I'm struggling now, etc. But when acceptance came in, is when I found how to do this well. For example, one of the things that I learned to do well overall these years is understood that I have 2 jobs. I have 2 full-time jobs to take care of. So be it. This is it. And put everything in my
take care of.
See what
Another ritual is